our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Welcome to another episode of Open Up with your host, Umalindi Wagasimelane, the Apostle. Today, I'm not alone, and the person that I'm with, she's not a stranger. You will remember her from our previous interview where we were talking about rape, where she shared and opened up about her journey of how she has been raped. Before we get to it, I just want to say we apologize in terms of sound because today we are experiencing load shedding. But our technical team, they're doing their best to make sure that we have the best production ever. So we welcome you and stay tuned to our talk today. We'll be talking all things GBV. Hey viewers, guess what? Open Up with Malindi is back every Thursday, 5 p.m. Do not forget to like, to share, to subscribe, and to comment. God bless you. That our guest today, she's not a stranger to Open Up family. Today we have Usuza Nchedza. For those who don't even know her, she will reintroduce herself and we will get to it. Someone says,
good evening.
Welcome. We welcome you to Open Up again.
Thank you so much, Sis Malindi, for bringing me again in this Open Up. And good evening to viewers out there and the family.
Thank you. So today we are talking all things GBV. Our previous talks are skhuluma ngendaba ye rape, and you open up about your rape ordeal and all of that. So we touched on GBV kancane. Yabon. So now, as a country, I was looking at few of the ladies that were killed just in December and January, which there's a lot of ladies ababulewe by the people who claim to love them. But before we get to that, ngicela ukuthi usichazele wena your understanding of GBV and the women being raped and all of that.
Okay, thank you so much. GBV, if I'm not mistaken, it's gender-based violence.
Yes.
So your gender, it means male and female.
Yes.
So it's all about both male and female being violated, abused, and be it emotional, sexual, physical, and yes. So to me, the way we have already put it, the GBV, categorizing it as is for women only.
Yeah.
That's where we've made a mistake.
Okay.
Because campaigns and awarenesses, it's only made for women.
For women
in our country. So if we can start in that, what does it mean, the GBV? And yes, I think it's the root of it, where it started, and why there's no campaigns and awarenesses of GBV. So that's where we should start with it.
Okay. I want us to actually start endabeni yothando, because for people to be in a relationship, it starts with love. What could be the problem from the foundation of two people who claim they love each other and they find themselves beating each other, they find themselves killing each other? Where is the mistake there? What can we fix?
You know, this other pastor, he says love, it defines love as a choice.
Okay.
He says it's a choice and identity. So when he speaks of that, he says when you love someone, it's not only about feelings.
Okay.
Because feelings, today I can say I love you because of how you are beautiful and what you're doing for me. Yes. So then I want to be with you.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yes.
Tomorrow the beauty is not there.
Yeah.
My love now, it changes.
Okay.
And you know, when it changes, that's where the problem starts now. Because I have to make a choice now. Do I stay with you or I leave?
Okay.
And by that time, when I say to you, I love you, you also had those feelings, and now you have expectations on me. And emotions, in that, emotions, they play a big role. Yeah? They play a big role. So I will choose me, who came to you as a man. Now I choose to leave you. And you also have that love for me, those feelings, emotions, and all that. And when I leave you, it now brings the hate, the bitterness, resentment, and all of those things.
Okay.
Because of what? I said I love you, the feelings and all that, because of I saw your beauty and everything. Then those emotions and they stay with you. Mina, as the boyfriend, I continue with my life. You are going to continue with your life also, but with all what I brought in you. Another person comes in your life, says I love you. You have all the bitterness and all.
Yeah.
So, okay, you start again.
So this is another man now.
Another man. It becomes a chain now. You start again with another man. Okay, maybe you also saw the beauty and everything, or how, because some, when you interact with them and you tell them your story about your life and everything, they will use you for what you told them. Because I've been there. I've been used for what I've been through. So like, okay, let me take an advantage of her to get what I want.
Okay.
And after they get that, they leave.
Okay.
That's the second person in you. Even men also. A girl will see a guy, a cute guy, and approach the guy for wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And when she goes there, she says, I love you.
Yeah.
Not Nyakhalela, or no, I saw
You're
your
too
car.
cute, yeah.
I saw your car.
Yeah.
And the wait, I love you.
Yeah.
She comes there. And then after she gets what she gets also, she leaves. And by that time, the guy have that true love for her. And when the girl leaves, and the guy also, on a bitterness, hate, anger, and everything. So the circle is just there.
It keeps growing.
It keeps growing and growing. Because of what? I love you.
I love you. So that's where the problem begins, and you find broken people, bazama ukwakha something together. From what you are saying, ngicela ukubuyela emuva kancane ukuthi could i-background yomuntu be another reason mhlambe ukuthi omunye umuntu comes from a background where umamakhe nobabakhe bebashayana phambi kwakhe, or mamncane nomuntu wakhe, or whatever reasons. Does it contribute to what we see today? Ngoba phela lento le icala ngempama, or icala ngokuphushana, futhi singathi ngempama, icala ngokuthi umuntu akhombe ukuthi wena ngizokubamba, or akuveyise ngempama.
Yes.
Does background contribute to this cry that we see today?
I believe it does. I believe it does. I grew up in a family of abuse. Okay. At first it was okay. And then my dad started to drink. He was always drunk. And when he's drunk, he becomes something else.
Okay.
So he will fight with my mom physically.
And
we are all there. Since we were young, we have experienced that. The abuse. Like, there was a time whereby I'm shyer with an ex, just right here. And we were there. And after I'm shyer with that ex, he was just, like, endleleni, everyone was looking, and we were just there. So we grew up with that. Okay, I'm privileged because God helped me. I don't want to lie. God helped me. I had anger towards my father to a point where I wished to put a poison in his food.
Sure.
Because the way he was and abusing us, even when by that time we were like, when he fights with my mother and we want, we are children, we want to help our mother. So, and he will just take
Push
you
you.
and,
Yeah.
or anything, he doesn't care. By that time he became an animal. It's like he was just a possessed person or whatever. And when he's not drunk, he's a good father. He's loving.
Sure.
He's loving. But when he just drinks, he becomes something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it turned me to that. I had an anger towards him to that point. And God helped me to forgive him.
Okay.
But my siblings, some of them, they still have that anger. My brother, my little brother who comes after me, when he sees my brother, when he sees my father, I think if he had a gun and when he's angry with him, he will just shoot him. The way he's angry at him. And he's someone who grew up with anger. I can see anger in him. Like even though he doesn't show it, but he has that anger. And I believe it because of the abuse that we saw.
Sure.
Even my younger sister, who's now a late one, she just became something else. Like she gave herself to the world because of what was happening in the house. And for me, as I was growing in God, I wanted to be out of the house because I wanted peace. I wanted where there is joy. And because of that, I gave myself to men.
Okay.
I gave myself to men that will abused me, used me, because of I didn't know what true love is by that time. I didn't know what true love is by that time. So the background, it also plays, the environment where the child
Grows up.
It plays a big role.
Sure.
Sometimes it can destroy you. Sometimes it can bring you up to be someone else. Because some, when they see such thing, abuse and all that, they want to be better people than their parents.
So true. So
And
true.
then others, they just become worse. My brother built himself to a point where he went to school and studied and he has a good job. But inside, the emotions and all that, he's still damaged because of all the drama that was happening in the house.
What you have to witness. I'm glad that you touched on your relationships, because bengifuna ukuya lapho ekutheni as a female, before uNkulunkulu ekusiza ekukhuleni kwakho and forgiving your dad, your relationships, how were they? So you touched on indaba yokuthi you gave yourself to men. So bongakhethi bovele nje wabona umuntu wesilisa othi uyakuthanda, you would believe that.
Yes, if I have a heart of love, I love too much.
Okay.
And when I love,
You love for real.
I love for real. So when a person says I love you, and I have that feelings, and I see the person that he truly loves me,
Yeah.
because they will fake that love also.
Yeah.
Then I will just give myself to the guy.
So you were never toxic in the relationship. You were never toxic. You were not the toxic one good relationship because of the anger that you had. You just gave love.
I gave love. Other relationships, when you get someone who's abusive, who's narcissistic,
Yeah.
and though that anger and everything comes up, it comes out. And when you are cheated and all that, it's natural. You will be angry.
Yeah.
So I was toxic to other relationships, but others, no.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there was a one relationship whereby I was too, I don't know what was happening there. Or maybe the demons were, or no spirits and all that. I will fight. We will fight with that guy.
Yeah.
And physically.
Sure.
He's the only guy that I was in a relationship. I fought with in a physical, like we will fight physically. So
Sure.
it just was, I don't know if, but by that time it's whereby I was growing in God. So maybe even, you know, spirit, because spiritual realm is there.
Yeah.
It's real and it's in control.
Okay.
And things have, because by that time also he was believing in other things, you know. So when spirits also mix, because he was believing in water, always there's water, there's what, and yes. So even, and we will fight physically.
Sure.
Physically, so that we will hurt, you know, I will scrap him, and then I didn't have nails, but you'll find like, you know, a lion. I had to show you lion and all that. So
that was hectic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
So
all.
it's true that most girls attract their fathers. Actually, that kunalesisho sokuthi most girls marry their fathers, not as in a literal marrying your father, but uzithola ushada or uzithola in a relationship nendoda efana nobabakho. From what you are saying, is it true?
I don't know. I don't believe in that, but I can say it happens.
It does happen.
It does happen. How? You know, cases. When they say there's a generational curse and covenants and all that, it's all. There was this pastor that I learned something from him, teaching about curses and demons. Demons, they study humanity, like they will study your family. They will study your family. Okay, this family, these people are like this. What can we deceive them with? Cause you know, the DNA and how I will have that DNA of my father and my mother.
Yeah.
So how they behave and everything, it will be there also in me. Even though it won't be like how they are, but it will be there. Because of they demons, they study us, and they will make sure that generation by generation the same thing. They know this one is from your blood is from that person.
Yeah.
So the mentality, the way you think, the way it will also be almost like your parents. So they will deceive you and attract you with the same thing that they defeated them with.
Yeah.
So even though, as they say, you marry your father and all that, it's because of that lineage of what the spirits are doing, because they are the ones that are in control.
Yeah.
They are the ones that are in control. So because of how your family is, how your father is, they will bring the same person as your father. Satan will bring the same people in your life as your father. And it's up, it goes to a point whereby how your relationship is with God. How much do you know about or how your mentality is? Because let me bring it in overall, like not only Christian way, and the whole of the mindset of a person. Because mind, it's what is more powerful.
Okay.
That it's Satan's understand the power of mind more than us people.
Yeah.
We think that people do things because no, the way you think, that's how Satan will attack you in, and will bring those. He knows how you think. He knows maybe like you say, let me go take you to the feminism. I'm a feminist. I'll be like I'm a feminist. Yeah? I believe that men and women should have 50-50. The same, everything should be 50-50.
Okay.
That means the position of a man, I can have it, and men can have my position. So that's how Satan will deceive you in everything that he will bring. It will be all about that because of the mindset that you have. And your actions, your way you behave, the way you do things, because of the mindset.
Sure. Now you touched on so much, but what is the at first abuse or gender-based violence is not only for the women, right?
Yes.
Now before sindlula sithathe indaba yokuba toxic as women, right? Ngoba until sivuma that we can be toxic and sometimes we can contribute to the pain in a relationship that might hurt somebody else. Because Mina, I do prison ministry.
Yes.
And I've heard a lot of men that have killed their wives. Some of them did not intentionally kill their wives, but uthola ukuthi umuntu, the wife, was coming with a knife to the man. Yabon? And the man does not want to fight this woman, but she's like, yeah, ngiyakubulala namuhla. And the man pushes this woman, and she falls with sharp object, or mhlawumbe ushaya the corner of the table, and she just falls dead, you know. And it's because of this toxic trait yomuntu wesifazane that pushes this man to find himself having to defend himself. Ngoba I think we are not ready as females to talk about the violent side and to talk about the toxic trait esinayo as abantu besifazane. I just want to say that growing up from njengoba ushare ukuthi we come from different backgrounds. When I was growing up, I built a wall around men. One mistake, bengafuna ukukunika chance, because I had to protect myself. And sometimes I would be toxic in the relationship because I would have too much expectations due to I don't want to fail in my relationship, number one. Number two, you are not going to treat me like how my dad treat my mother, even though I wouldn't say it to the person, but my actions would say you dare not. And that caused problems for me until I went through what you spoke about, healing. I had to go through healing. And akusiwo wonke umuntu wesifazane who has a privilege of going through the process yokuheala, because we find ourselves defensive. We get into feminism and we're like, hey, woman power, you know, but we are failing to recognize that we are toxic. How do we as women come to a place where we can actually talk about our background being the result of our failing relationships, in not only relationship that fails, not all the relationships that fail a product of the background, yeah, but mara amanye ayazifailela, amanye it's because of our toxic trait as abantu besifazane. How do we heal from that? How do we move from that? Ngoba ngathi our conferences are about fall, get up again, put your lipstick and your bag, and hey, no makshina, but that about too. But we don't talk about how toxic we are. We don't talk about how bitter and how angry we are for what our fathers did.
You know, Apostle, I was watching this other a show. The host brought men. Those men, one had I think 20-something children with 10 different mothers.
Sure.
Yes. And others 5 with different mothers, others 6, you know. And she wanted to get to the root. How can we, because she was talking about children, how the relationship between a mother and a father affect the child. So it was all about children. So he brought those fathers who have those children, different mothers. And, you know, the fathers, the way they were talking and the host questioning them, they took the responsibility. Even though you can see it's not their fault for the relationship, maybe the first relationship to break up.
Okay.
You can see that it's not their fault. But he took the responsibility. Yeah? Then he brought the women.
Yeah.
Many of them didn't want to take the responsibility. They wanted to be right in everything.
Okay.
If I was toxic, it's because of the man. If I did something, it's because he did something to me. As if as women, we are right to do wrong because we are women. I don't know how we are taking this creation as women, like women as a creature, you know, how do we take it? We take it, maybe it's like a glass or an egg, something that doesn't make anything wrong. If us women do wrongs because of men did something. For me to be like this, men did something. That means we want to push all the blame to men. So until we understand that women and men, we are different. We are different.
Yeah.
It's a man, it's a woman. Man doesn't have a womb, we have womb. So the way we were created in different natures. That means there's something that men can do that me, woman, I cannot do. Men need a woman and a woman need a man.
Okay.
So when a problem comes, each and everyone should check ukuthi mina introspect. Yini engifake laphayana?
How did I contribute here?
What's my contribution to that problem?
Sure.
What is my contribution as a woman? Yini contribution to that problem, and take responsibility of that until we come to a point that both male and female take responsibility. Ayikho into ezosolveka, cause unity and oneness, its power. When we become one and united, that's where power is. You know, I was making an example to these ladies. They were asking about the rapes and the killing of women and, you know, and children. And I make this example. The Bible says, I believe in the Bible. I believe in the Bible. I believe in what it says, its principles. And everything that God commands us is because of our own protection. He's protecting us with everything. It says sexual immorality sin. It's a sin against your own
Flesh.
body. It's a sin against your own body.
Yes.
And as again it says, the wage of sin, it's death.
Death. Yeah.
That means when you sin, when you do sexual immorality sin, you are sinning against your own body. You are bringing death upon your own body.
Bazokushaya abantu besifazane.
Upon your own body.
Yeah.
So, how do we do? When God speaks, even darkness is listening. And darkness goes with the principles of God.
Yeah.
They understand. That means when we do a sexual immorality sin, we have given death legality upon ourselves, upon our own body. We have given it that legality. That means you can kill us anytime. Now, Satan wants to destroy every single creation of God. He won't only take children only, or he wants everyone, male, female, the family structure.
Yeah.
He wants everything.
Okay.
Women, when it comes to physicality, they are not that strong. They are not that strong. Remember, it's us who have the womb. Yeah? It's us who have the womb. And the womb is the secret place of a woman. Anything that is secret, that means it is powered by a spirit.
Okay.
So when we learn about the ark of God and everything, because the womb, it's, when you check the womb, it's created as the ark of God. The structure of an ark of God is the same as the womb of a woman. So it shows, it speaks something. So that's why there is life. Life is created in it. Even the ark, it brings out life. The ark of God does bring out life. And us, our womb brings out life. So where there was an ark, if someone comes in it, in that place, in that holy of holies, not assigned to be there, they were becoming dead. They were dying. So if we allow any man to enter us, to enter our womb, if we allow them, that sexual immorality sin, fornication and adultery, everything, we are killing those men spiritually. We are killing them spiritually. And a man who is dead spiritually, how dangerous is that man? A man who doesn't have God, how dangerous is that man?
Yeah.
Okay. And remember the sexual immorality sin principle. How Satan is going to bring that death amongst us. He's going to use men to kill women and children. And men are going to be arrested. And when they're arrested, they're going to be killed also in the jail. That means Satan, he plans everything. And he plans with what? With the principle of God. The principle that God, when God gives us any commandment, he's protecting us from such things. Because we are killing ourselves. The killings of women, the killings of children, everything that is happening, the evils, we brought them upon ourselves. So the root, how should we, the root of everything, the root, we should uproot that root for the evil to go away, whatever that is happening. Look at our country. Just look at our country. Even a 12 years child, they are having sex. 9 years, they are having sex. Like anyone can now do abortion. Abortion, it's.
I'm sorry to cut you there. So are you saying that the filth in our country is the contribution to GBV?
Yes. Very
so
much.
Mele sizilungise thina as a country
Yes.
before we can fix the GBV.
Before we can, because everything, if you want to cut off the fruits that are coming that you don't want, and that tree to grow, you take out the root for the tree not to grow.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky for me because somebody else is experiencing that right now. Some families lose abantwana babo and all of that. Could it be that mhlambe as families, we have to take responsibility as to how we groom our girls and boys? Mina njengami, I don't have a child.
Yes.
But how do I groom my nieces and nephews to becoming, even though we have the national rules and whatever, but what is my role as Antuabo to help them being groomed to be better men and better women?
Yes.
Are we going to shift blame to our country and not take responsibility as families now? Because kwesinye isikhathi I think somebody who has learned how to love from home can love everybody else, because abanye abantu abamazi uNkulunkulu.
Yes.
Now mhlambe, because even people who know God, they do kill.
They do.
Yeah, so that is what I'm saying. It's tricky because it's vast. I actually wish I had a man, and I wish I had a policeman, because another issue is that amadoda, when they are violated by women, amaphoyisa ayabahleka, or amaphoyisa chase them out of prisons, because this is an issue. It's a societal issue. It's a national issue. It's not an issue that we can just forget about. It's happening. Our sisters are dying and all of that, and now it makes people think some of these guys, when you look at them, you're like, hi man, yes, lo muntu lo right, what happened? And because we are Christians, we understand the spiritual side of it, but kunama families that don't even know the spiritual side. I want us to just get to, before we go to the ad break, Oguti, how do we get mothers and fathers to groom their children, aunts and uncles, to groom kids to grow up to be better people?
You said, how do we, about the toxic women, us women being toxic and all that. You know, if we can start with that of taking responsibility as adults, taking the responsibility in everything, not shifting a blame to another person. introspect yourself, you know. I remember being in being raped, yeah, in an incident of rape that I went. When God opened my eyes, I saw that I became in that incident of rape because of me. It was me.
It was your fault.
It was my fault.
Kanjani?
How? God spoke to me twice not to go to that guy. Not to go to that guy. And I went to him. You know, before I went, he spoke to me. Even by that time, I wasn't that deep Christian, no? But
Wamuzwa.
yes, there's this one person, Oti. That person is not a Christian. He's not Agamazi Nkulunkulu, but Ati, there's this thing.
Yeah.
Eti, that thing. You know, I felt to my.
Yeah.
Yes, that thing.
Yeah.
Give me, it was God. Because by that time I was now a Christian. And he spoke, do not go there. Okay. In the morning, I woke up. I'm back. You have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'm going to a boyfriend. When I was there in that boyfriend, yeah, I just felt asleep, just like that. I put up song and I had a dream. And the dream was showing me that what's going to happen.
Sure.
And the spirit was like, get out of this place. And ngasha, because of what? Nyamthanda. Within that 2 minutes, nje, things happened. And wow. I'm not saying it's right for a man to rape a woman, but some other things, situation, you can come out of them. Uthi ungafiki kizo. And okay, he did wrong. He did wrong, that guy. What about me? What about me? If I don't take the responsibility, the same thing can happen again.
Yeah.
The same thing can happen again. Okay, the abuse of a woman. My boyfriend, I'm a toxic woman. Always mankwatile. That's when Nandina, you are nothing. In. That's a man. Men, they have that nature of violence in them. They have it. That nature of violence, ikona gibo. When you know, or slap him, always you am slapper in. One day, Satan will enter that man. The spirit will enter that man. And that nature of violence will come out. And then, yes, so that man, I'm sure like, or you are dead. So yes, he's wrong. But what about you? Sure. Are you taking that responsibility? Do you take that responsibility now? It starts there, the responsibility.
Wow. I know. Inzima Lenda, we will be right back.